Everyone wants to be rich, but almost no one wants to become the type of person who builds wealth. That's the real message behind Atomic Habits by James Clear. And if you truly understand this idea, it will change how you approach money forever. Most people think wealth is built through big moments, a big investment, a big promotion, a big breakthrough. But James Clear argues the opposite. Success is built through small habits, repeated daily, and when it comes to money, this is even more powerful. Because wealth is not an event, it's a system. Clear introduces a simple but life-changing idea. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Think about that. You can set a goal to become financially free. You can promise yourself that this year will be different. But if your daily habits stay the same, your financial future stays the same. Wealth is not built by intensity. It's built by consistency. Let's make this practical. Imagine two people. The first person decides to completely change their life. They budget perfectly for 2 weeks. They invest aggressively. They consume hours of finance content. Then life gets busy, motivation fades, and they fall back into old spending habits. The second person makes one small change. They automatically invest a small percentage of every paycheck. Not dramatic, not impressive, just automatic. After a year, the difference is noticeable. After 5 years, it's massive. After 20 years, it's life-changing. That is the power of small habits compounded over time. James Clear talks about the 1% rule. If you get 1% better every day, those small improvements compound into extraordinary results. The same applies financially. Spending slightly less than you earn, investing slightly more than feels comfortable, learning slightly more about money each week, avoiding small repeated mistakes. These seem insignificant in the moment, but money compounds, and so do habits. Most people stay broke not because of one catastrophic decision. They stay broke because of small repeated financial habits, impulse purchases, lifestyle inflation, ignoring investments, avoiding financial education. These are tiny actions, but repeated daily, they shape your identity, and identity is the real key. Clear explains that lasting change happens when you focus on identity, not outcomes. Instead of saying, "I want to be rich," you ask, what would a financially disciplined person do? What would an investor do? What would someone serious about building wealth do today? And then you act accordingly. Every time you invest instead of spend, you reinforce the identity of someone who builds wealth. Every time you delay gratification, you strengthen discipline. Over time, you stop trying to build wealth. You simply become the type of person who builds wealth, and that's when everything changes. Another powerful lesson from Atomic Habits is the importance of environment. Habits are easier when your environment supports them. If your phone constantly pushes shopping ads, spending becomes automatic. If your friends normalize debt and overspending, it becomes acceptable. But if your environment supports saving, investing, and long-term thinking, wealth building becomes easier. Automation is a perfect example. When investing is automatic, discipline is no longer required every month. The system does the work. And that's the point. Rely less on motivation, rely more on systems. Because motivation fades, systems stay. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear, financial freedom is boring. It's repetitive. It's small disciplined actions over and over again. No applause, no instant results. But that's also why it works, because most people don't have the patience to let small improvements compound. They want dramatic change, but wealth rewards steady behavior. In Atomic Habits, James Clear makes it clear that success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. And when you apply that to money, the formula becomes simple. Spend less than you earn, invest consistently, increase your skills, avoid lifestyle inflation, repeat for years. It sounds simple, and it is, but simple does not mean easy. The advantage goes to the person who can stay consistent when it feels slow. The person who understands that today's small action is tomorrow's financial freedom. Because in the end, wealth is not built in one decision, it's built in thousands of small ones, and those small ones start today. If you found this valuable and want more insights on building wealth through discipline and long-term thinking, subscribe to the channel. New videos every week. I'll see you in the next one.